Hi there. In this video, we are going to see how to run multiple projects in a single instance of Visual Studio. In order to save time, I have already created an empty solution and created 4 of the projects. 2 of them are console applications named Console App 1 and Console App 2. Other 2 are web APIs named Web API 1 and Web API 2. So if we are creating any of the project, the first one will be by default selected. But if I want to execute the another project, I have multiple ways to do that. One way is to right click on the project which you want to run and then click on set as a startup project. Here you will be able to see Console App 2 is selected now. The other way is from this startup item. In the drop down, you will be able to see list of all the projects present inside the current solution. So if you click any, it will be selected now. In this drop down, you will be able to see on what different options you can run the application. You can run it on HTTP, HTTPS, IIS Express. The other way to change the application which you want to execute is from configure startup projects. So if you click on configure startup projects, under common properties startup project, we will be able to see single startup project. In this drop down, we will be able to see all the projects which are present in the current solution. So we can change, click on OK. When you right click on the solution, click on properties, the same page will open. Now, if you want to run multiple projects, the constant is all the projects should be present under the same solution. So here we have 4 projects. Now, if I want to run multiple projects at a time, right click on the solution, go to the properties. Under common properties startup project, you will be able to see multiple startup projects. Now, before clicking, all these things are disabled, means you won't be able to change anything. But if you click on multiple startup project, now you will be able to change them. Under the action, you have multiple options. None, start and start without debugging. None means it is not selected for the execution. Start means it is selected for execution in the debug mode. And start without debugging means it is selected for execution but without debug mode. So I have selected my both the console applications to run at a time. Click on OK and then hit start. Now if you see here we have Console App 1 and Console App 2 running. Now let's say I have to execute all 4 projects at a time. Again, right click on solution, go to the properties, start rest of the applications. Click on OK. If you see in Console App 1, I have added a debugger. Click on start. And we have hit the debugger here. If you see here, we have our Console App 1 first, Console App 2, then Web API 1, and then Web API 2. Now, if I want to change the sequence of this execution, I want Web API 1 to execute first, then Console App 1, then Web API 2, and then Console App 2. For that, right click on the solution, go to the properties. Here we have up and down arrows, which is used to move the sequence of the applications. So I want to move Web API 1 all the way to the top. So use the up arrow to move top. And I want Console App 2 to execute all the way to the down. So use down arrow to move it to the down. Click on OK. One more thing, this time I don't want to execute Console App 1 in the debug mode. So let's select to start without debugging. Click on OK and then run now. So this time our debugger should not hit there. So it hit somewhere else and it is Web App 1. That is fine. Now if you see the sequence here, now this is Web API 1, it is Console App 1, this is Web API 2, and this is Console App 2. So this is the same sequence which we have configured in our startup properties. So in this way, we will be able to run multiple projects in a single instance of Visual Studio. I have added the step-by-step document of the same tutorial in the description below. If you have any doubts, please comment down below. And if you find this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.